About what?
Let me go. Okay, what time y'all chains, hood niggas? Well, they gotta have something going for that, so there can't be no like crazy. But I like chains, a stand, a wall, a dog.
I like a gang member. You gotta be a gang member. You gotta be a gang member.
If you're not, I like them.
You gotta have a gang member.
And if you is one, you can't be a
You gotta be a gang
Gotta be
member.
a thug nigga.
Gotta be a gang member. I like D-boys with a lot of money. I'm a spoiled ass bitch. So if you can't come how my brother's coming, you gotta step your motherfucking cookies up for they crumble, bitch.
Wow. Tonight's topic: what turns modern women on?
That was an interesting clip of a short sample, a small sample of the modern women movement, I would say on the low end. First of all, what's up, Blueprint family? Thank you all for tuning in. Yeah, we do have an exciting show for you this evening. Tonight, like my wife said, we're going to talk about what turns modern women on. And don't be confused about this. What we just showed was the lower end of the extreme of modern women, I would say. Not necessarily the extreme, but on average, what these women find attractive and what they're looking for and what they go for as far as men. And also
Technical difficulties, y'all. Ah.
what we're also going to be talking about what modern women on the opposite end, the career driven women, what they are also attracted to as well. So from experience, these young modern women obviously have no discipline, as you can tell in their language and what they're speaking about. It almost seems as if they're trolling about what they're attracted to. Those are the vibes that I'm getting from them. But to be honest with you, a lot of young modern women go for the same things as far as being attracted to a man. Now, you may say that these women look like they don't have any guidance, no mentors at all. I wouldn't be surprised if they were part of the single. I wouldn't be surprised if they themselves were single parents or raised by single women themselves. To me, if your goal of attractiveness is a gold chain or a drug dealer, then you are being led astray to squander your youth and to become a serial baby mama. I believe that those are facts.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, this is happening throughout America, dealing with younger modern women. They set themselves up for this type of disaster that is waiting to happen. So, the men who usually court these women, you can label them as the Pookies or the Ray Rays. I know you've heard these key terms throughout social media already. And they go on to describe men who go on to sleep with women like this and create children with, who ultimately they leave these children and these type of women to go on and do the same thing over again. The sad part is that these women actually pick these men to sleep with, to have children with. To me, these women should be trying to pick men who are fit for survival, trying to pick the best outcomes, not random possibilities. She said the second girl said she wanted a gang member.
Right. And then she says, like my brothers. So that just shows like what's your example of a man? Is your gang banging brother?
Right. And it's sad because that's all the examples that she has. Now, ultimately, we do have a solution for these type of women. Now you can go to www.wifeconomics.com, and these women can learn how to be wives and how to gain discipline, self-discipline, and then also how to correct this type of behavior through self-help through the website.
Yeah, because ultimately it's self-destructive.
It
That's
is.
really honestly what it is. And
It
it's
is.
like a kind of like a blind self-destructive cycle, because you don't really know you're doing it to yourself, because you can't recognize that, oh, this is a problem. Like, is this really all I want from my life?
Right.
Is what's right now, right here, right now.
Right.
Like,
And that's sad, to be honest with you. Who was guiding these women? Who are guiding these women? I would say that first and foremost, social media, the music that they listen to, the movies that they watch. These women obviously listen to too much rap music or lyrics and this music that draws the attention towards them, and what they're looking for is only a man with a gold chain or a gang member like their brothers.
or a
That's
scammer.
yeah, and that's a big thing now. Women, they'll say they're looking for a scammer. Why?
But they don't really want that lifestyle.
No, ultimately they don't. I mean, it seems as if they are confused. Well, they don't know any better. They're hard headed. They've been led astray. They've been hoodwinked to believe that is the top of the top.
Yeah.
You know, according to their environmental standards, they
have
basically
money.
Yeah, but that the illegal money only goes but so far. You know, once the hustle is over, it's over.
Right, because that's what I meant by they don't really want the lifestyle, because if that man were to get caught, would you want to do the time with him?
Right.
I mean, maybe you knew about everything. You was an accomplice, maybe,
Right.
Do you want that lifestyle too? Like, is that really what attracts you? If you really boil it down to, what am I attracted to? Oh, I'm attracted to the gold chains, but am I attracted to that jail time?
Right.
Like, no,
I
you don't want that.
I didn't hear anything in any of those girls' voices that says that they wanted to uplift these men. Now that would be a whole different dynamic if these women said that I want to uplift these drug dealers and these guys out here with gold chains and make them my husband, and ultimately get them educated with a career that they can go legit and own a business. None of that was spoken for. I think that would have been a clear, better answer than just saying that, oh, I just want a gangbanger and that's it. You know, to me, that you just want to, I don't know, you just want to live the lifestyle of an accomplice, a criminal accomplice, get fast money, and ultimately go to jail with them.
Fight every day, drink all the time,
Right.
in fights. Like, that's just their life. That gangbanging life is what you really like. Now, and for some people, maybe that is what you really like, and maybe that is what turns you on. And sure, let that be. But for most women, I don't think they know what they're getting into when they say that these are the type of men that they want. Like, is this really all you want for your life?
Yeah, but those type of women, if those are your goals, then what is the point of getting out of bed every day? To me, to be honest with you, what is the point? Yeah, but I mean, that's not purposeful. To me, getting out of bed every day is providing. I'm a man. That's what I'm supposed to do. But as a woman, you can also do things to uplift your community. That needs to be the focus. These are able-bodied females who can get out the bed and do something productive with their lives instead of going looking for drug dealers and scammers and people who illegally make money. Yeah. To me, that's not fruitful. That makes no sense at all. Now, these women are not provided guidance by a father figure in their lives. It's sad to say, more than likely their fathers are probably in jail, and that ultimately led to the girls' brothers being gang members, and then they themselves don't understand good qualities to find in men. Those good qualities are what you're supposed to be attracted to, ladies.
Mhm.
good qualities, qualities that will be fruitful, allow you to have a husband and bear children, and to maintain a household and a
Better life than what you
mhm,
have now.
right.
Honestly, what happened to that? We don't value no more. We wherever is it that where people are at now, they're just like, oh, this is it. Like,
They gave up. Those girls basically gave up on life. Then they, like you said, you're supposed to want a better life for yourself, but ultimately what they're doing is just moving sideways.
yeah.
They're just moving sideways through life. Nobody wants to do no upward mobility, wanting to have to work for something. That's ridiculous. They are setting themselves up to be left alone with children and to be put on some sort of government assistance program. That's ultimate to them. Has anyone ever told these girls this?
Yeah.
You know, they need to have rap music out here that also tell these women that if you live this lifestyle, this is what's going to happen to you.
Yeah.
We need to stop glorifying these toxic lyrics that are out there, because ultimately what happens is that, you know, I spoke about mantras last week. These rap lyrics become your mantras, and this is what you hear, and this is what you listen to, and ultimately it comes out your mouth into something that's so asinine, like what these women are looking for, and that's what they're attracted to. That's what happened. Had these women had no, if these women haven't heard anything like this before, it would not become a part of their dialect. It wouldn't be part of what they say.
Right.
You know, if someone told them otherwise, that you need a man that can provide for you, that can protect you, someone who's not on a path to incarceration, then that is what they will be attracted to. That is what they will be looking for. Otherwise, they're being led astray by social media, music, the music industry, and movies, images and icons and things that people hold high above God, because that is what they glorify. Glorifying the wrong things will ultimately get you left behind, alone and sad in this world. And this world has so much to offer other than a gang member or a a man with a gold chain. You know, why couldn't that sister? Why couldn't the sister go and ask for a man who can provide her with a gold chain? At least those are better goals. You know,
But that's still like so backwards because that's so just for that one moment in
right,
time. You're
right,
not thinking about your whole life on a whole, you know, where you will end up 15 years from now, you know, maybe not even, I would go further than 10, you know, just where do you see your life? What do
right,
you see yourself doing?
right.
Is it, and will this lead you to that path? The decision, the guy that you're messing with, who you're involved with, who you're wanting to attract, just your mindset in general, that will tell you where you're ultimately going to lead up. You can't just be like, oh, how did I get here?
Right. Yeah, we need to, young people, um y'all need to take to that advice. I heard a comment today about Generation Z, or just younger people in general, that they don't like listening to adults and taking advice. They want to do their own thing. And I understand that, because you all have been under the direction of your parents, if you all had any parents.
Yeah.
But you have to understand that experience matters, and
Yeah.
listening to people who have experience will ultimately lead you to a better life,
Yeah.
and lead you on to greater things. And learning to set goals and to accomplish them are by far one of the most important things that you can do here to better yourself, is living up to your goals and potential. Stop stop quitting on yourself. Stop quitting on yourself and thinking that you're only as good as your environment. Start changing the environment around you. Don't be a what product of your environment. I hear people say that, I'm a product of my environment. That's pretty much you're saying that you're only as good as your environment.
Or at least make your environment pretty good.
Right. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Make your environment better
Mhm.
than what you left it. Because it's sad out here when people only, they limit themselves only to what they see in life,
Yeah.
or what they've experienced in life. That's it. That's the best that I can do is be a Pookie or a Ray Ray out here having multiple kids out of wedlock from men, and then women going to say that they want a drug dealer, a gangbanger boyfriend as the father to father their children.
Mhm.
Ma'am, you're only going to be left alone. Ultimately, you're setting yourself up, and you're making it harder for you to even get married. These guys don't settle down. These gangbangers, Pookies and Ray Rays, they don't settle down. They don't. They don't. They don't. No, they don't. So that is something that young women need to consider, and especially now more than ever. It's only getting harder and harder out here. I talked about inflation. That really matters. That's something that you need to listen, take heed to, as far as an indicator of how much money it actually takes to survive out here. It takes more than just a unsteady criminal income to make it out here. You need consistency when it comes to finances. And then ultimately you need to mature on to own businesses, which will help set you up for retirement. Invest. But, back onto the topic. I also wanted to talk about too.
I wanted to run that video back one more time.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and run it back.
Because tonight's topic, what turns modern women on? Let's see. Hold on. Technical difficulties. Oh, our connection is much better now. That's good. I was hoping to get that. That's what I wanted to. Okay, tonight's topic, what turns modern women on?
What turns you on the most?
About what?
Let me go. Okay, what turn me on? Chains, hood, niggas. Well, they gotta have something going for they, so they can't be no like crazy. But I like chains, a stand, a wall, a thought.
I like a gang member. You gotta be a gang member. You gotta be a gang member.
If you not, I like them.
You gotta have a gang member.
And if you is one, you can't be.
You gotta be a gang
Gotta be
member.
a thug nigga though.
Gotta be a gang member. I like D-boys with a lot of money. I'm a spoiled ass bitch. So if you can't come how my brother's coming, you gotta step your motherfucking cookies up for they crumble, bitch.
Oh no, is right. Is that really what turns modern women on? And are they turned on by the right things? Like, is that really, because think about it, even on a deeper level, let's talk about it on a sexual level, because we're all adults. You have intimacy with this man that's on this level. Say he is a D-boy, a gangbanger. He done, I just did a drive-by shoot off and he coming releases tension with you, and now you have now taken on all his energy that he's just taken on. And what does it give you? Aggression. Maybe I've heard one story one time of a girl. She was saying how she used to date this gangbanger and stuff, and sometimes after they would have sex, she would want to go and get in the car and feel like she could shoot up the club too, because of how much aggression she would have. Like, that's a really important thing to remember, because we're all energy. We're really energetic beings, and we share that energy, especially when you do something as deeply as, having sexual intercourse with the person. You're really exchanging that energy. So is that what really turns you on? Because that's what you're going to get,
Why? But yeah, that is a setup. You're setting yourself up for failure. I don't understand why people set themselves up in this way. They don't even think forward. These women aren't even forward thinking. They're not trying to look at better outcomes in life. Ultimately, like I said before, this leads them to being single parents with no man in the house to help them move forward.
Mhm.
I find that very unfortunate
Mhm.
that this mindset set exists. And I mean, we see this, I've seen this growing up with young girls in high school, thinking that this type of lifestyle is they glorify this, even young guys. I mean, the rap music and lyrics that we listen to, created this fantasy in our heads that we could become this. But ultimately, what happened is that you have one of the largest incarceration populations because of this.
Mhm.
And this is sad. It really is sad. Like, what are we doing? Why are we living like this? Why are we
Mhm.
choosing to live like this? And that's the sad thing about it, that all of these things, the choices that we make, it's self-inflicting
Bad situation.
trauma
Yeah.
and pain into your life.
Mhm.
Why are we self-inflicting this into ourselves like this? Why are we making ourselves victims? It makes no sense to me. It behooves me. It's not fun. It ain't. It's not fun. This is a life full of worry and misery.
To do that, yeah.
You
That's
know.
what you're ultimately saying you're attracting.
Right.
Is that.
So ultimately, misery loves company. So these girls themselves are also already miserable. That
Yeah.
starts with the home. That starts with who they're getting attention from.
Right.
That starts with the parents. It really does. It really does. If you're raised up the right way, your parents give you proper guidance, you have a place of love in your heart. You have a reference of what love is. These girls don't have a reference of love, and that's very misfortunate. It's very sad.
I think her reference of love was being a spoiled female dog.
Right.
Because of the simple fact of saying, oh, I'm a spoiled, that that's what you really care about.
Right.
That's what that guy has to have, be able to spoil you with his money.
And that's her standard, is being spoiled with money. Love is money don't buy love. That's an old saying. That's the truth, though. You can't buy love with money. And then so therefore you can't expect for someone to spend money on you and think that's love. It's not. It's not. Usually if a man's spending money on you, it's a trade-off. There's value for value there. That's what that means.
Yeah.
Whether he's spending money for your time, for your sex, for some sort of benefit, for some sort of service or goods that you're providing, there's some sort of value for value going on here. So women, you all, young women, y'all need to wake up. Now, on the flip side too, there's older women, the educated modern woman who's out here. Educated modern women more so. Some of them still look for these type of guys, believe it or not. They're not attracted to the nerds or nerd types that are in the culture. The men who are actually high value men. High value men don't look like Pookies and Ray Rays. High value men don't look like drug dealers and scammers. They don't. They don't. They may have been drug dealers and scammers in the past, but they shed those boyish things for better opportunities, more stability, consistency. They're more intelligent men, and then they are also able to inspire other people around them. That's what these women need to be looking for. But
should turn a woman on.
Yeah, that's what right. That's what they should be attracted to.
Definitely.
And so these modern women, a lot of these educated modern women often say that they don't need a man for anything. I get it. You've made it this far. You might make a six-figure income. That's great. That's great and all. The choice is yours if you want to get married. Yeah. But what does that man look like for you?
For the ones that do want to get married.
Right. For the ones that do want to get married. What does that, and I asked that question to the audience. If you're out there, let us know what attracts you. What is attractive to you? And then what things you should be looking for in your spouse as far as attraction goes. Because what this information does, it helps sets the foundation for the young women out here who don't know what they're looking for in a man. But I'm here to say that for you ladies, you know, the basic principles of a provider and a protector. Those are things that you need to be looking for.
Yeah, yeah,
That
we talk about that all throughout the
right.
course.
We've
Yeah.
and my wife talks about it in her wifeconomics.com course. That those are things that what you need to be looking for. And then shout outs to the people who are actually buying and purchasing the course. We really appreciate you. And
Yes,
we hope
first week is always so exciting to actually go through because our whole first week is really about building self-awareness and
Mhm.
self-care, and we call it, taking care of the wife herself. We're not going to give too many secrets, just, so they can go through it and be surprised because it's some real fun activities and exercises and lessons for the whole first week. So I'm excited.
right. Because you can't really progress unless you actually fix yourself. So that's the importance of that first week of self-help. Because you shouldn't, always preach this. Don't go into new relationships with your bags, with your past problems that you need to fix yourself. But moving on, yes, modern women today, they're looking still for those ones who are out there who want to get married.
Certain traits that they need to
Right.
actually be turned on by.
By yeah. And not, all these type of modern women, they want some sort of, often at times, to be honest with you, these modern women who are well established, they want men who actually don't want them. To be honest with you, other modern men, other high value men, they don't necessarily want women who are modern women. They don't, and the reason being is because they don't exemplify characteristics of a wife. Now, what does that mean? You can buy more of the course, in order to get all the full details. But these men are looking for someone who can ultimately be a wife to them, raise their children, and be a helpmate, among other things. Have to have a kind demeanor about themselves and disciplined and able to take direction and guidance.
Right. Because you want a man to be able to lead you. And in particular, the men that you should be looking for is someone who can take on that to lead you.
Right.
Someone who is focused and disciplined within themselves. And just a little sneak peek of what we kind of talk about throughout the weeks in our Wifeconomics course, we actually talk about a man that is actively developing his powers, skills, and efficiency. That's really big for when you're focusing on, I guess, traits that should turn you on as far as a man, because a man that can do that, who is really focused on his efficiency, his skill, owning in his craft, and really being good at, what he's good at, is someone who's ultimately going to be a great provider as well, which my husband always points out makes a really good husband, is to be able to provide for your wife. Definitely. So also, a masculine man is confident. That also pretty much ties into you focusing on your skills, because a masculine man, if he really has focused on his skills, he will be confident. So I think women in general are pretty much, attracted to confidence. That kind of turns a woman on, or at least you would hope.
Yeah, you would hope. But you could have a high, like those young girls, you could put a high valued, confident man in the middle of the room, nicely dressed, suit and tie, or maybe with some jeans and some tennis shoes on. He's still going to stand out differently than those drug dealers and Pookies and Ray Rays that are in the room. And sadly enough, those young girls are going to go towards the Pookies and Ray Rays. Why? Because that's who they're comfortable with.
Yeah. Well, that is who swag. One thing I've heard is like swag. Like they're like, they got better game or whatever. I don't know.
No, that's not even it, because they're not even going to allow that high value men to approach them and talk to them. More than likely, they're going to shun this man away, saying that, oh, he's not my type. That's not their type. To be honest with you, that isn't their type. They don't even give these type of guys a second thought. Often at times what happens is that they try to go run game on these guys and take their money and then go off and spend it with Pookie and Ray Ray, which is crazy. I don't understand that. Why do you all young women do that? Why do you all go, looking for these gangbangers and scammers and guys who don't mean anything good for you all? What is it that you all are attracted to them about? And why is that Why do you think that's good for you?
Yeah.
You should be attracted to things that are healthy for you, that makes you a better person. You know, they're setting themselves up for abuse over and over again. Situations that they're, you know, ultimately can lead them, you know, incarcerated.
Hmm.
You know, parents, you all got to do your job to help provide a better example
Of what a man
is, and what your children and
Mhm.
your daughters need in their lives. Fathers, the most
Mhm.
important thing that you can help with your daughters is providing them examples and telling them what characteristics they need to look out for.
And showing them. I think that's a big one too for daughters. If they could have their father in their lives,
Life, it's
like
just being there,
yeah, and it
and that's
may
at least.
yeah, and it may not even like maybe it's too late for you and their father to, whatever, be together, but at least make sure that the father is active and especially the baby girl, even boys, definitely boys
Definitely
too.
boys.
But just active in their children's life, allow that to happen because we are seeing the results of not having fathers in the home.
Right. Well, this has gone on throughout not centuries, or decades now,
Yeah.
of these single parent households. And as we read those statistics on day one, it's only getting worse.
Mhm.
Um, because it's no longer is no longer it. Well, the thing is that women have evolved to the point to where they're looking for the wrong characteristics, and now they don't even know how to get married.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
know, case in point is the fact that my wife had to develop this course and people are buying it. These women don't know what it takes now to keep a man.
Or even what it means to be a wife,
Wife.
like, and that's, and but again, I relate because we haven't had that example like out in front of our face like that for so long. It was kind of like, oh, what your mama told you or what your grandmother told you or whatever, if you had that in your life, and then you just or tried to emulate what they did. That's about the closest you got to instruction. But
But now, I mean, even now, grandma was a single mama, and mama was a single mama now. So now they don't even have that guidance in their lives at all. Modern women don't. And it's sad.
generations
Eh,
of just women in the
right.
families.
And then, and then I wanted to digress a little bit, but for the men out there, this is what happening to men. So these single modern women are raising boys. A woman can only teach a young boy how to be a big boy. That's it. That's where his maturity stops at, is at being a big boy. Now, after that, it takes a man. The most important years through a boy's life for a father to step in is between the ages of 11 and 13, during the puberty of the young man. And the reason being is because the young boy is turning into a young man. So therefore, he wants to know more about what it takes to be a a man. They want to venture out and do more of what daddy's doing, in which they can. They're now able to follow the father, go out and enjoy the hobbies of whatever the father does, whether that's going out and hunting, fishing, shooting basketball, playing sports, going to the gym, lifting weights, things like that, getting into self-defense, martial arts, mixed martial arts, karate, things like that. Those are the important years of raising a young boy into a man. And only men can raise men. That's just the bottom line. I have yet to see a woman raise a man. I have yet to see it. I was raised by a single mother, and I love my mother dearly. But the only thing that she could not do was teach me how to be a man. Most of that I discovered all on my own through trial and error, and I made mistakes. Luckily, I did not make mistakes that I could not take away or change. But ultimately, um, because of my experiences, I learned from them. And ultimately, those things made me into the man that I am today. And what helped me and what supplemented me to advance even further is a good wife.
Mhm.
A good wife will help you build your career stronger and then also strengthen your family. So, for all those people out there who want families, get your goals in order. Align yourself with what you want to attract. Ladies, do better, pick better. Now, let's talk about picking better and what that means. As you can see in that clip that we played, those young girls are choosing. They're choosing who they want to be entertained by letting the world know through social media that right now they're looking for guys who wear chains and drug dealers who have quick and easy, fast money to spend it on them. Understand this, that type of lifestyle does not last long. It does not. And then understand this too, is that those are the choices that those girls are making. That is it's crazy to me to think that that's what they want to choose, but that's what they're choosing. So with that being said, women have to choose better.
Yeah, I think a good guiding thing for me was never be with somebody that you wouldn't want to be. Like, so in the sense of never be with a man who, if you were a man, you wouldn't want to be him, where he is, who he is right now, because of the whole interaction of taking on the energies. This is who you're dating, this is who you're spending most of your time with. They're going to influence you, they're going to impact your life and help, hopefully make positive decisions, but they may be negative decisions that you make because you're with this person. So it's a really good guiding idea to just not be with somebody who you personally wouldn't want to be if you were that other sex.
Right. When it comes to decision making, ask yourself this question. Will it make me a better person? Will it make me a better person to have myself involved with this person? What does this person have to offer me and to make my life better? Money necessarily does not make yourself better. It may pay your bills, but at the end of the day, you're still going to need more money. Now, your morals and your values never leave you. They develop you. And then actually, you can use your morals and values to create in your life more consistent money if they are aligned with positive things. You can advance in your careers. You can start small businesses to get more money and do some outreach in your community and make it better. You can volunteer your time. And I promise you this, that out of those good works and those deeds will ultimately reflect on your life and your lifestyle and bring you good fortune in the future. That's how the law of karma works.
Yeah.
You just don't do bad out here and then good things happen to you. I have yet to see that happen and for it not to be taken away from you.
And even somebody's energies of being with somebody who's not doing good or who's out here doing bad, like for example scamming. If you're with a scammer, he's out here doing bad, don't expect his karma to kind of escape you too, because if that's your man, then you could get involved somehow with what he's doing. So that just,
You're an accomplice.
yeah. So always ask yourself, I guess, to go a little further with what you're saying, always ask yourself, is this in alignment with what I want in the future too?
Right.
Is this what will help me be what I want to be in the future?
Right. Or either if you know of your spouse doing things that are illegal, ask yourself this: do I want to go to jail with him too? Because eventually that's where you're going to end up.
Or take care of him while he's doing that.
Right. Or alone.
Mm-hmm.
Women, stop setting yourselves up to be left alone.
Mm-hmm.
Stop choosing people who are going to leave you.
Mm-hmm.
You do have control over that. Women have control over who they have children with, believe it or not, young ladies, and even older modern women. You all have the power and control over that. Now, you may ask, how are you telling us that we have the control over that and choosing when men choose relationships? If the man is the one choosing, no, I'm sorry, man chooses marriage. Two people can choose to be in a relationship, but ultimately a man chooses marriage. So, young modern women out there, set yourself and align yourself up for marriage. If you're going to deal with somebody anyway, don't you want to be married with this person?
Mm-hmm.
If you're sleeping with this person anyway, don't you ultimately want them to marry you?
Mm-hmm.
Why not choose somebody to sleep with in which you find husband characteristics in? Those girls didn't say anything as far as characteristics or character or morals of a man. They only said things that were on the outside, on the surface level of what they have, what they possess, money and a chain. The only thing they said was that they were, the occupation of a gang member. These women don't know. They don't know. That's the reason why you need to go to wifeconomics.com and learn what it takes to be a wife and what characteristics of a man to look for.
Yeah.
We
That's
have
important.
right. We have all the answers laid out for you. My wife has done all the work and research. All you just need to do is digest it and then apply it to your life. It will work out for you. That's called alignment. We've aligned the curriculum for you. So go ahead and receive it. Get a part of it. Be a part of it. Because ultimately what's going to happen is life changing. Your life is going to change.
You create a life that you want. You
Right.
actually deliberately want. Because these women, I believe that they want families. They want, there's no way that, I can't believe that just women just want to be single mamas nowadays. Like, because that's ultimately what you're saying. You'll want to be. You
I've heard
want
it.
to be a single mama?
I've heard it. I've heard women say that. Why do you all just
So
want to be single mothers? I've heard men tell me that they had women approach them that they were dealing with and they asked for children. They didn't want a relationship. They just want a child. That's ass backwards too. I'm sorry. That doesn't make any sense to me. You want to bring a child into this world without being married.
Right.
But I did want to say this is that a good man doesn't have a defense for a good woman. He doesn't. He's not going to reject you. And especially if he's dating with intentions, he's going to choose you to be his wife.
A marriage-minded man.
Yes, a good man. A good marriage-minded man is going to choose you to be his wife because he doesn't have a defense for your for your kindness, for your sweetness, your femininity, for your love and support.
Being a feminine asset, the
Right.
ability to be a feminine asset, and you to actually naturally be in this all the time.
Right.
Not because of some external outlier that makes you be this way, but because it's who you are within your core. And then you are allowed to rest in that and actually let it be a great characteristic that you can bring into your relationship to benefit it.
Right. Yep. And you speak on assets and liabilities.
Mm-hmm.
Those girls are liabilities. Those are red flag liabilities. You know why? Because all they want is money.
Yeah.
All they want is your money. Guys, stop dating liabilities. Stop dating women who all they want is your money. Stop giving your money to these women who don't want anything to deal with you. You're not getting anything out of this. Date with intention. If you realize that this woman is not dating you with intention, stop dating her. Stop giving her your money. Give that money to your mama. If you want somebody to give that money to, give it to me.
Right.
It makes no sense. Give it to donate the money. But stop contributing to toxic women
Mhm.
who don't want to do anything for themselves to better themselves and their communities.
Yeah.
Makes no sense to me. I don't get it. I really don't get it at all why men are just, throwing money away to toxic women. You all are also the part of the problem as well. That women say that they don't need a man for anything. It's because they're getting it from some simp who's sharing their money through the internet and cash apping them. Stop doing that. That's crazy. That's ridiculous. Invest that money. Invest that money in something that's going to make money for you.
Build yourself up so that you can actually choose a woman who will be a great feminine asset for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This society is moving, in those aspects is moving backwards. It's ridiculous. You're gonna wish that you had not spent that money. Like I said, paycheck to paycheck. Most of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, and then they can't. And all it takes is one accident or emergency, and then they're bankrupt.
Right, exactly. And that's really unfortunate because all of that can really be prevented. But that's economics, and that's definitely a whole nother topic. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, man.
It's a whole nother topic.
You need me to hold it?
Yeah. Well, this was quite an interesting show. It's always interesting when we do clips like this because I see women and I think how they really need the proper guidance. And that's really the motivation behind Wifeconomics, is to actually help apply this knowledge into our community so that we can become better. Because that's the only way we can create elevation within what we're in is through proper education. And we lack these resources of proper education until Wifeconomics. So
Right.
I'm really excited to see the good that comes from it.
Right.
Definitely.
And also too, I just want to remind the audience too, at any time you can dial in, chat, hit the chat, go in and hit the link so that you can go ahead and call in if you have any questions or any concerns or any complaints, or if you want us to check out something, just let us know. And then also too, if you're shy, then hit us up on wifeconomics.com. We have a area there where you can submit questions, and we would love to interact with you all, and we appreciate the support as well. And then please continue to buy the course, my wife's course. I'm very proud of her and setting up the courses for women to learn how to be wives. I think it's very beneficial, and it is information that you're not getting anywhere else. It's very in depth. It gives you all the details on how to become a wife, all the characteristics of that, and then also too how to keep your man, how to marry, how to keep your man, how to ultimately get a husband, because this is much needed in today's society. You see, the thing is that we're dedicating our time, and we love y'all so much that we are doing this for our community, for our people, for the world. That this is love that we're putting out there for you all. We don't have to do this.
True light working, but we're gonna do it every night, Monday through Friday,
Right.
8:30, to really give an opportunity for those who need the extra guidance, the extra support, or maybe even just the guidance and support that you don't have, to help lead your life into a positive direction based off of the experiences that we have had and our wisdom that we have gained, because we have a lot of wisdom and knowledge and guidance to impart on the community. I think they often say they give the hardest battles to the strongest soldiers, ultimately, so they can do the best work. So you can really relate and understand. And that is what we genuinely want to offer and impart to this world.
Yep.
So thank you guys for tuning in. Definitely.
Yep. Thank you. And good night. Peace.
Good night, Instagram.
Peace.